Welcome back, folks. I am Jon Najarian, and this is 3 at 3. This is our latest production of 3 at 3. So, let us know what you think. We're happy to have Glenn working the video and so forth for this. So with no further ado, let us get started. The disclaimer is that what I'm about to present is for informational and educational purposes only, that we are not your financial advisor. We're happy to provide this, but you need to understand that all investments involve risk. Intellectual property rights, yes, we have registered marks, trademarks, patents, and copyrights on almost everything you're about to see. So before you reproduce it in any fashion, please just ask us first. Let's take a look quick at Pinterest, because I told you about it, I think just yesterday. PINS, Pinterest. Stock was trading 83.19, and we said, hey, we see 2 week out, the 23rd of April expiration calls, being very active today. And those are the April 85s. So they were trading at $2 yesterday. Stock was 83.19. Today, stock moved all the way to 88.83, as you see highlighted there on your screen. One of the reasons I wanted to use this was not only because it was a big winner, because it was, but also because you've got to use your discipline on your exits. So by that, Pete always puts up the acronym DDA, Discipline Dictates Action. And if you were in yesterday at just over 83, and the stock trades up to 88, a $5 rally, you got to be willing to take some profits. Again, I can't do that for you. I can only tell you my experience over years and years is that you got to take your profits when you have them. Then you can snug up a put underneath, which is what I did. I mean, we opened today at basically 70 cents higher than last night's close, and then ran to the upside, to that almost $89 level. As I sold, as we crossed through 86, I was selling my calls. And as I did, I put a stop just under where I exited. And then if it kept going, which it did initially, I'd keep rolling up that stop. Now, when it got to the high of the day, I didn't, I wasn't getting out 20 cents under that high of the day, but as that roll kept happening, I got more and more money on the other half of my position because I exited 50%. And as we rallied then to the upside and then pulled back and broke to the downside all the way $4 off the high of the day, I exited the position completely. That's exercising discipline, folks. So I highlight it not just because it's a winner, we always love those, but also because this is how you manage your upside winners, and then you have to be able to manage your downside losers as well. This was something that was confusing to me, and I love Leslie Picker on CNBC, so this is not me picking on Picker. But take a look at that, and you tell me what you see, because what I see there, this is produced by CoinDesk. As you may remember, I had an interview with the head of data and indexing over at Coinbase yesterday. That's Galen Moore. And here we see that according to the data, Coinbase, their retail volume was 80% in the first quarter of 2018. 20% of total volume was retail. Look at how that's fallen off. Now, that doesn't mean that the stock's a sale. What it means is they were shifting focus to institutions. So it is now down to 36% of their total volume is retail. Now that means that the rest is institutional. And as you see there, $57 billion in the fourth quarter of 2020 was institutional. 32 billion, or in other words, almost half was retail. I'm sorry, 2 to 1. So 1/3 was retail, nearly 2/3 was institutional as far as their revenue. And as you see, the percentage of volume as well, that is retail had been trailing off pretty dramatically. So I don't really get where people that were looking at that in the S1 didn't see it. I think most of us did, but for whatever reason, I'm just pointing it out to you that Coinbase is more and more an institutional monster, not just a retail monster. Yes, they're a retail monster. And yes, sponsor of our crypto stuff, Voyager, is a retail monster. But this chart, I think, tells us all we need to know as far as percent volume that is retail, and that has trailed off dramatically. And it might even, as you can see, be that the retail revenue is up. The volume in billions of dollars is up, but as a percentage of the whole, it's down. So anyway, just pointing that out to you folks, because Coinbase is kind of the flavor of the day. If you want to tune into that daily crypto bite and join tens of thousands of people that do, as you see, the two gentlemen on the lower part of that screen, that's CJ on the left and Monty on the right. They were crypto miners when they were in college. They wrote our curriculum for Market Rebellion Crypto. And if you'd like to try it just for $1 for the first month, your first month would be $1. You just go to marketrebellion.com/try crypto. That's marketrebellion.com/try crypto. Now let's get into the fresh meat, shall we? 3 at 3, eBay. eBay, we noticed some strong activity. You look at it from the beginning of March through April. Stock was 55 beginning of March, now 64. And we talked about the May 68 calls. If you're a regular viewer of the show, you know I buy the at the monies and I sell the out of the monies. Why would I do that? Especially in stocks like Pinterest, for instance. Well, because I can address time decay and volatility compression by putting on that one-to-one spread. For every call that I buy, I sell a call against it at some point. I don't have to do it immediately, but I like having a call written against calls that I own, because that means that time decay is not as bad as it otherwise could be. These are calls that expire in May. So pointing that out to you, these are the May 14th expiration, by the way, calls, which covers us for eBay through the earnings, which are the end of this month, April. There's eBay slipping along with a bunch of other NASDAQ stocks in the last hour, hour and a half. But nonetheless, if you're buying one, selling the other, you can mitigate some of that movement as well. If you'd like to do what we do, well, why not do it on the basically information that we are reacting to? You can do that by going to marketrebellion.com/get started. That is marketrebellion.com/get started. You'll see exactly how Pete and I are setting up our trades, because all of that data is posted into the Unusual Options Elite platform. You can talk back and forth with other investors on there and so forth. If that's too much for you to do too many trades a day, we have a service that's 1 trade a day, and we have a service that is 1 trade per week. So I've described 3 different services. 1, you get the full shotgun blast, everything that we're trading. Second one, you get 1 trade a day. Third, you get 1 trade per week. You decide what's most appropriate for you. Final trades today, I did PLBY, which happens to be Playboy. And yes, I understand that they used to have a bit of a taint to them. However, in the NFT world right now, non-fungible tokens, they are teaming up with the Winklevoss twins for some non-fungible tokens for their images. And I think some of these images will be exceedingly popular. So for that reason, we noticed big activity in PLBY. I bought PLBY calls and I sold calls above it. Stock was 41.35 when we did the halftime report final trade. And as you see, it slipped about 30 cents or so after that. So I'm in this one and I have written a call against it. You see the reaction to that deal with the Winklevi is a 7% rally that is still holding as of that picture. If you want to get all of our videos for free, they're not live, all of them, but as soon as we do them, we put them up as quickly as we can, and they're on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and you click on Market Rebellion, put that into the search bar, you'll pull up our videos, and then you could subscribe. If you click that subscribe button, then you get all of our videos. As you can see, that's a screenshot from last week. I think we've got almost 17,000 regular subscribers to the programs. We get over 50,000 views of most of these programs, and it is, in many cases, market-moving information. And you can get it free. You can subscribe and pay me hundreds of dollars a month, or you can get it free. You just get it later in the day. But it's all up there. Go to YouTube, type in Market Rebellion, and then click subscribe. Tell a friend about it too. Let's get to the third and final of today's 3 at 3, which is Howmet Aerospace, HWM, Howmet Aerospace. I own the calls that expire on July 16th. These are the July 35 calls. The stock was, I think, about 33 bucks. As you see here, stock is 32.95. And we have established a long position that we will probably hold for about 2 months. Although if it moves rapidly, nothing says I couldn't take a profit right away. As you see, it hit a new 52-week high today, and we are in a call spread for this $14 billion aerospace company. Bang. Now for the questions. Questions and hopefully answers. You can send them in all the time on Twitter too, at Jon Najarian or at 3_U. At 3_UOA. Easy for me to say. Anyway, send us your questions. We're happy to answer them. Khalid sent us this one. Khalid Nato sent me, and his handle is at Chairman, CHAIRMAN, NATTO, Chairman Nato. When will stocks be denominated in cryptocurrency? Well, my answer was to him when he asked that question, they are right now. You know how I know? Well, there's a Bloomberg headline even from yesterday. Crypto exchanges usher in era of round-the-clock stock trading. There is already a token for Tesla that is traded in on these exchanges like Binance and so forth 24/7. Literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you could trade Tesla. You can't do that on the New York Stock Exchange. You can't do that on NASDAQ, but you can in crypto. So it's another reason that exchanges like Binance and Coinbase could become even bigger and more powerful than they are already. More thoughts on that tomorrow, but I wanted to let you guys know I've really done my homework on the exchanges. And these are not just exchanges, they are brokers as well. Because again, the NASDAQ doesn't do SEC lending, securities lending. The NASDAQ doesn't get to hold your cash and do lending and all the rest of the things that Coinbase and Binance and others can do. So I think it's a completely different animal and worth a lot more than CME or NASDAQ or CBOE because of that. So nonetheless, thank you for asking the question, Chairman Nato. Then let's talk about PSFE. Do I like it? Yeah, thoughts on it? I like it. I like PSFE a lot. I just haven't had lots of unusual activity in it. That's why I haven't talked about it. But do I like it? Yes, play safe. I like it. Just again, I'm mostly driven by unusual option activity. I love it when somebody else does the work for me, finding the stocks that institutions are about to buy, and then I love to ride that wave. So when I see that, that's when I jump on most of the trades that I make. In cryptocurrency, I love to see the volume surge, which we've seen in spades in the like of Doge, which is the #1 performing crypto asset this year, believe it or not. out of all the cryptos, including Bitcoin, DOGE, bang. And by the way, that came our way of Select Mittal, which is at SELECTMITTAL. Thank you, Arvind. Now let's do this one. Let's see, Fastly. Option swing trader, motorcycle rider, dog lover, cigar smoker, bourbon aficionado. Sounds like that would be my handle too. Havana 88, Joseph HD 1200R asks, Fastly for the, yeah, love Fastly. Like a lot of the tech stocks that just exploded onto the scene in 2020, this one exploded and then imploded, and now I think is back ready to go to work again. So yes, I like Fastly, FSLY. Now let's go to my buddy, the Evil D. He is the CEO of Noise Candy Music. He is a good friend. I had a nice interview with him for my podcast not too long ago. Devin Bronson, and he is at the real Devin B. And he says, I've made a lot of money from the stuff I learned from the whole team at Market Rebels. Take some responsibility at AV Fan 7 and quit crying. Yeah, I agree. Devin, I'll make sure we send you a Market Rebellion hat for that great comment. So we'll send you this. And hopefully when you're out there playing with Avril Lavigne or one of the many bands, including your own, that you're out there playing with, maybe we'll see this in one of your new videos. But that was the runner-up today. We have a winner, and I did not select these. If we did, I may have selected Devin because he's a friend. So to keep it fair, Andrew selected them, and Andrew selected this one. And as you may recall, AV Fan 7 was quite the bothered little person yesterday about whether or not we were snake oil salesmen. And all I got to do is point to things like Pinterest and some of the other winners lately and say, not so much. We follow unusual activity. It pans out. We make a nice little pile of money from it. Hopefully, if you guys manage your discipline, cutting the losses, letting the winners run, you've done the same. So anyway, AV Fan 7 apparently doesn't have that discipline and doesn't really understand how to trade properly. So he was complaining yesterday, and a bunch of you were nice enough to post information about this. So here's another runner-up saying, AV Fan 7, if all you did was buy 10 contracts of unusual option activity on CNBC and held to a week of expiration and sold, you would have 103% return and made $383,000 last year. John and Pete beat me every year for 3 years as a result. I just signed up for pro service. I tracked it. See my pick below. My trades, 40%. John and Pete's, 103%. I really appreciate that. That comes by way of Eric Lee 3655, which is at ERICLEE 3655. Thanks, Eric. I'm proud of you that you're exercising discipline on both profits and losses, and I really appreciate the tag. So thank you. Now let's see. We have a T-shirt winner. So one of you lucky folks out there will be getting this T-shirt, which is Trade Like a Rebel. As whatever stock maybe that we talked about was mooning, as they say in crypto land and on Reddit. Living life to the fullest. Love music, love spending time with friends and family, love being outdoors, love animals, peace. That comes our way from at Grateful One, as in winning. GratefulWon. And Grateful One said to AV Fan 7, Pete and I, okay, here we go now. Yo, John and Pete are watching the street. Stocks, options, and crypto is their beat. Trying to make some profits. Ain't it sweet? Hey, AV, why you gotta be so bleak? Yeah, I wonder too. I'm guessing AV Fan 7 doesn't have a lot of discipline, because if he did, he'd be in there with the profit side of the street and not so much concerned about how much money the rest of us are making. But I understand there are haters out there, and we can take it thick-skinned here. But I really appreciate all of you that were nice enough to send AV Fan 7 some love. He and his 25 followers or 26 followers. So that's it for today, folks. Make sure, Grateful One, that you send me a DM, and then we'll get you your shirt. And we'd love to see a picture of you in it. And Evil Devon will be sending this out to you, and to also our friend Eric Lee 3655. Thank you so much today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the show. I look forward to being back here with you tomorrow. Have a great day.